Hello, buckets! Okay, I'm just doing that one louder and louder and louder. I am so sorry. Before we get started, get yourself comfortable, get yourself a drink, because you should not forget to drink. Hydrate! You know? So I have my own water with a little bit of lemon juice. I hope you get yourself a nice drink as well. Take this video as a little break and relax and chill and maybe get yourself a snack too, because you deserve it. You're amazing. And let's hydrate together. You know, stay healthy. Also, please like and subscribe. It will mean the absolute world to me. If we reach 1K, we get to transform this guy into whatever we would like. So please like and subscribe. It will mean the world to me. Leave a comment down below what you think we should transform this man into. I would love that. I have done reaction videos and first reaction videos to the animatics and the entire Vengeance saga. And I realized when I was reading the actual comments, and I will probably put a couple of them in this video with like where I got my inspo from to actually credit them. But while I was reading the comments, first of all, I died my ass off. There were so many funny ass moments that I loved. People were timestamping stuff, and thank you all so much for that. But there were a lot of comments that actually got me thinking about a lot of stuff. So I kind of wanted to overanalyze Get in the Water in 600 Strike with y'all, if you don't mind. So I have collected a couple of theories. I hope I'm presenting them well. And I thought we'd just like go back over them together. Get comfortable, like I said. And we're gonna start with Get in the Water, because I have a couple of things to say about that one as well. And then we can actually go to 600 Strike, and I have a couple of look backs and a couple of, you know, little things, little niche things that I want to pick apart. So without further ado, how about we get into this and, you know, overanalyze the shit out of this. Thanks. We're gonna start with Get in the Water, and I am using the official live animations for all of these because I want to like actually watch the work, like the canon versions of everything that Jay put out. So let's get started. That's my man, Poseidon. I'm sorry. I'm going still like crazy over how Poseidon looks and everything, and like the dominant nature and the complete like villainous voice and everything. He's great. Like, I love it so much. I'm sorry, little fangirl moment there. Also, the way they made Jay look is great.
There you are.
Coward.
I've been waiting.
Okay, so to start off, like you saw them standing in front of each other. People were like, I don't get why Poseidon didn't just flush him off. Like, didn't just, you know, throw a wave, pushed him off of the raft that he was on. I mean, he's a god, he can do that. Right? Right. And I completely understand that opinion. In my eyes, from like a psychological standpoint, I feel like this man has by now given him so much trouble. I feel like he wants Odysseus to kind of submit to him, to show that indeed he is this giant god. He's scared of him. He can't, you know, fight Poseidon. He's too weak. And like he keeps saying, like, I have to fight you, otherwise people will think I'm weak. I have to show that I can like defeat you, otherwise people will not see me as the brutal god I am. So by saying like get in the water, especially because like they are standing at the edge, like
Water. Get in the water.
like I feel like, especially because it's like Odysseus is literally on his doorstep. He's about to be home. And to then literally give in, that's the biggest like submission you can do to a god. Like, that's literally saying, you are so much stronger than me. I'm not even gonna fight you in this moment. There's nothing I can do, and I'll step into the water. It was like a psychological thing, I feel like. Like a submission dominance thing. That's my opinion on that part. I also feel like, y'all can correct me on this. I feel like Poseidon keeps saying like ruthlessness is mercy upon your soul, but it's also kind of mercy upon his soul. Because if Odysseus had indeed killed the Cyclops, then Poseidon wouldn't even have probably known that it was, well, he wouldn't have to chase down Odysseus the entire time. I think. You can, like I said, correct me on this if I'm wrong. Please do. I would love to hear about it. But he wouldn't have to like chase him down, because then the Cyclops wouldn't have known his name, wouldn't have, you know, all of that. And the thing is, the Cyclops literally said, like, there's like the curse of the Cyclops, where he literally said, Poseidon, if you are my father, I want you to like prove it to me by hurting the man that hurt me. So he wouldn't have had to do that if Odysseus has actually killed his son. So I feel like he's still kind of like spiteful out of that. Like now he has the obligation to kill because he has to prove himself because his son said so. That's how I feel about it. I don't know if I'm making sense, but yeah. Like here also the teasing of like, the tilting the raft, trying to get him into the water. I just feel like that's just the dominance thing. Then when we pop to here, where people were talking about like the fact that his mom and then Polites and Eurylochus. Also, can I just point out? Okay, wait. I have like a thing. We hear Polites, right? In my head, I don't know why, but Eurylochus sounds kind of bored. He's like, look at all we've lost and all we've learned. Like, he's still kind of salty about the whole cow situation there. I don't know why that's so funny to me, but it is. I can't explain it. Anyways, but talking about them, like, holding him here, because when I was listening to the song originally, I thought they were all kind of flooding him and, like, joining him in his rage. People were now pointing out that they were most likely just trying to drag him down and trying to have him make peace with the fact that, you know, he's gonna die, and take him to the underworld with them, forgive them, you know, get their man back, get Odysseus back. And I feel like that's a really strong point, but I also still feel like with 600 Strike, kind of, I like still view it as like also the other, like when he actually chose to not go down in that moment, I feel like they still kind of powered him up and gave him the energy to actually strike him 600 times and stuff. I feel like it's an and situation, you know? They both just happen. But indeed, I feel like they were trying to get him to actually welcome death there. So I do agree with that now. Now that I actually see it and stuff, I feel like they were indeed just trying to get him to just accept his own death. But we know that Odysseus can't. Did y'all see like his last breath being drawn there? I have a thing about that. I have a thing about this. Let's get to No Longer You, the prophet. I am a prophet, prophet, prophet. I love him. I see you on the brink of death. I see you on the brink of death. I see you draw your final breath. We saw this man in Get in the Water draw his final breath. Look closely. Do you see the bubbles? Did you see the bubbles? Let me remind that. Boom! He drew his final breath. And I feel like that's the moment that Odysseus, the Odysseus we know, kind of died and the monster actually took over. Because closely... See? I feel like that's the moment he kind of physically should have died. But also, as we know, he's like well, not a demigod, but like his grandfather or great-grandfather is actually Hermes, so he has the like godlike blood. But that face, I feel like he died right there. He did, because you saw the eyes go wide. and like the last bit of air left his lungs. But then when we move to 600 strike, from the darkness we see the red eyes. And I feel like at this point, this exact point, is when we lost Odysseus and the actual monster took over. Like from this point on, it's no longer you. Let's get... Oh, sorry, I have some... Oh, I still have... I missed the part that I wanted to discuss in Get in the Water again. I'll get back to that in a second, but...
I see a man who gets to make it home alive, but it's no longer you.
I see a man who gets to make it home alive, but it's no longer you. I feel like the moment he drew his last breath, he died. Then only the monster was left. And the thing is, the red eyes. Y'all have probably already seen this theory on TikTok. But from this point on, I feel like it's the monster that took over. And I have a thing about opening the wind bag as well, because in Dangerous...
We went through so much to get this. Keep this bag closed if you wanna get home, sir.
He said, keep this bag closed if you wanna get home, sir.
The raging storm inside won't let you get closer. It was meant to stop you by design. 'Cause no mortal
Can pass Poseidon's storm. No mortal can pass Poseidon's storm.
open this bag and you'll never make it home.
Also, I love that hug. Open the bag and you'll never make it home. We saw him opening the bag. Right? That's how we got into 600 strike. I hope my rambling is making sense. But that's how we actually entered 600 strike. He opened the bag and it's not him coming home anymore. He died. He drew his last breath. It's just the monster now. The monster is actually the thing that's returning home now. Like, Odysseus is not at all the same as he was at the beginning of the story. I feel like the version of Odysseus we have known all this time has now finally just... He's changed. He's a completely different person. He is the monster now. And that is gonna come home and not the Odysseus we know. Like, he's officially now completely gone. I feel like that was symbolism. For my little snippet that I still wanted to talk about, like, in Get in the Water, was this part of like the discussion between Odysseus and Poseidon.
Hiding from losses, so why not leave this here and just go home? I can't.
I feel like he actually couldn't. Like I said, he was forced to actually prove himself by the promise he made to Polyphemus, to his son. So he couldn't just give up and go home and like let it be, because he had to prove himself as a god in that moment. Like, he wants to just give up, give in, but he can't. And also I feel like that part of like forgiveness still stands, but I feel like there's now way more pressure behind it, because he can't. He can't give up. He can't give in. He can't just move on. Also, water break. Get your cup of water. Get a sip. Good job. Anyways, but I feel like that's really important. Like, he literally can't. And I feel like we're right with that one, because after he said I can't, we hear his son in the background. Like, let me just quickly let you, like, a reminder of the voice of Polyphemus. There's our boy.
You killed my sheep. My favorite sheep. What gives you the right to deal the pain so deep?
Now we had a little sample of his voice again, right? If we go to Get in the Water, listen to like the background vocals behind Poseidon. Because it's literally his son singing with him. He can't give up because he promised his son. Here it comes.
No.
Ruthless
You could already kind of hear him there, but like he becomes louder as he goes on. You hear him? I feel like there he was really clear. Like it was very clearly Polyphemus with the die. You can really clearly, like, in my mind, hear Polyphemus in the background. And that just kind of shows the motive. But sorry, I forgot to do that snippet at first. Let's get back to 600 Strike. Because I have a whole other, like, I have the entire thing of, like, it was already been ripped apart on TikTok, like, picked out. But as we remember, right? Ares has like a, I forgot what it's called, like a time loop or a time warp. Just as Athena does, but his works different. Like Jay described, Ares' time jump is, or time warp is more irrational, more emotional, more raw, like aggressive. Red eyes instead of blue eyes. Who has red eyes in 600 Strike? Odysseus does. I feel like Ares here is just kind of getting done with everything. His sister has been slayed by their dad. And he's like, okay, if my sister believes in you so much, let me see what you got. Let me give you this other chance. And that Ares is also the one that like sensed Odysseus's like raw emotions and like the monster, like the aggression, the vengefulness that was in him inside that moment. And he used that, gave him like the time warp, and you know, it was Ares taking over for Athena basically. Here you can see, I have taken a random clip.
What kind of sick
Anyways, Ares is mostly, you can't really see it in this one, can you?
coward holds back his power while his friends get devoured. He didn't even fight, sir. Didn't even try.
Okay, he has yellow eyes, but like you can see the redness on his suit already. I just feel like the redness of Ares is just visible in Odysseus's eyes. And I really liked the TikToks they are making with like Ares being like, oh, so you're the guy my sister believes in. Let me see if you're worth it. And basically giving him the power to actually fight Poseidon. And also remember, we heard like Athena tell Ares, if you want more bloodshed, let him go home. You'll get your bloodshed. And I feel like the whole bloodshed is the moment we actually step Poseidon. That's a whole bunch of bloodshed. And of course the suitors. So I feel like in this moment Ares understood. And he was like, there's gonna be more bloodshed. I have to fill in. He doesn't have my sister to protect him anymore. I am helping him out here. And I feel like we see that with the red eyes. With like the monster that fully took over. Like Ares knows how to work with the monster. Right? Not rational anymore. It's irrational. It's ruthlessness. It's raw anger. It's just bloodshed. And that's Ares. Ares area. That's Ares's area. I can talk. And that just kind of amazes me. So.
Wait.
Sorry.
How does it feel to be helpless? How does it feel to know pain?
Like, I also feel like it's significant that we know that, like, here the godlike powers show up. So it's, like, the blue of Poseidon. Like, his specific coloration. But the red's eyes are also glowing. I really feel like it's Ares backing him the fuck up now. Oh.
I watched my friends die in horror, crying as they were all slain. I heard their final moments, calling their
I'm sorry, I love this part so much. Look what you've turned me into. Also the auto-tuned screaming. Hi, Yvonne, literally editing this video right here. I just wanted to point out that there has also been 1 or 2 comments that literally said the auto-tune on Poseidon's Poseidon's moans and grunts from the pain makes it sound so like a melody. Because it's like music to Odysseus' ears while he's torturing him. Great! Just wanted to put that in as well. I'll continue the video now. Close my heart.
You set the world in dark. Didn't you say that ruthlessness?
So, Also the fact, I love that people pointed out that, like, in the little... Here, we can actually see that he has one of his eyes poked out. And now he's one-eyed, just like his son. He looks gruesome, by the way. Yay! Also the fact that Charybdis, Scylla, and like Polyphemus and all, he just has a whole family gathering of all of them just hating Odysseus. But, you know, that is a lot of bloodshed on a god. And I still feel like, after all, that Odysseus is being merciful here, because he could have gone on after he asked please. So... But also here we still, like, when he's walking away, he does not turn into Odysseus again. He's walking away with the red eyes.
Done. How will you sleep at night? Next to my wife.
And that's what I mean with, like, he's not coming home as Odysseus, he's coming home as, like, the monster or the new Odysseus. I also heard rumors that we're getting, like, another song in the last saga that's named Odysseus. And all of the songs we had that were directly named were with the monsters. So we had Polyphemus, Scylla, Charybdis, and now we're getting our own, like, his own song named Odysseus, emphasizing how much of, like, an actual monster he is now. And last thing for, like, the defense of the Ares theory. Like this part. I feel like that also has to kind of be a time warp, in my opinion. I still feel like it's also fueled by, like, the 600 souls of the people that got taken because of Poseidon and stuff. They're fueling him, like the entire army. But I also feel like that's Ares' time warp, in a way. You know, making him able to, like, move that fast, that specific, then, and just slashing at it relentlessly for 600 times. That has to be Ares in my mind. But still, correct me if I'm wrong. Anyways, I am very curious what y'all think of this. I was really happy to look this over with y'all. I feel like I got all of my little thoughts that I still wanted to share out. Leave a comment if I missed anything. I love hearing about this so much. Like, Epic is my biggest hyperfixation. Anyways, please like and subscribe. Like I said, we get to transform that one friend that I showed at the beginning of the video into whatever we want to at 1k. So let's reach it together. Share more series with me. If you have anything you want me to react to, it doesn't have to be epic. It can be whatever. Like, recently I've done a whole reaction video on Overly Sarcastic Productions. I'll do one again. I have a video coming up where I'm reacting to little clips of, like, a new game release. Or I haven't looked into it completely yet. I am planning on reacting to weird ass memes and stuff as well, cat videos. I do a lot of other stuff as well, like I'm doing hauls, I'm gonna try out different foods. I have a rat introduction video coming up for all of you who want to see all of my rats and my hamster. I'm gonna do a lot of Christmassy stuff, so we have a lot of content coming. We have multiple podcasts. It will be great if you joined. Before you go, take another sip of your water. If you still haven't gotten your water, please make sure you get your water today. Hydrate, because you're amazing and you still deserve it. And I will hopefully see you in the next video. Bye!